Maybe let me frame my response to that question and sort of looking back at what Hempitecture has done in the past and looking forward to what we do today and how we're moving forward into the future. You mentioned, the scope of work that architects have and the demands that they have. When Hempitecture began, we really were focused on hemp lime or hempcrete, as it's often referred to, which is more of a whole systems approach to building. And so it's not just replacing one material. It's not necessarily a drop-in replacement. I think today it's been advanced in that regard where it can be used more as a drop-in replacement. But what we saw early on was we were asking a lot of architects. We were asking them to change their framing methodologies. We're asking them to change the build-ups within wall assemblies, versus just giving one material and saying, hey, let's substitute, say, a spray foam or a mineral wool insulation or a fiberglass insulation. It was really a whole systems approach to building. Now, let me just emphasize, I think Hempcrete is a fantastic building approach. I think there's tremendous opportunity there, but we saw resistance early on with architects adopting it for those reasons. And then that also translates beyond the architect's desk. Let's say, for instance, an architect has to design a building. Well, maybe they're coming up with not just the structure, but the form, how it all comes together into different materials, the spatial configuration. But then they have to get that off of their desk and give it to a structural engineer. When you bring in a material like hemp lime or hempcrete, some of the structural engineering has to be changed to accommodate for hempcrete or hemp lime. And then once that hurdle is crossed with the structural engineer, then it maybe goes into the field. And then you're asking subcontractors or contractors in the field to do things a little bit different. Maybe you want to rely on a concrete contractor for your hempcrete. There might have to be some education involved in teaching them how to utilize this new material. So those small changes over different segments of the design delivery process add up to a big change and a big ask. Whereas Hempitecture today more so tries to fill a parking space within the built environment and an envelope, specifically one-to-one substitutions. How can we take out a material with high embodied carbon and replace it with a carbon negative material or a low embodied carbon material that is made with natural materials or earthen materials? Today, that's kind of the form that Hempitecture has taken, producing bats, boards, products that, again, are one-to-one substitutions and don't require the architect or the engineer or even the subcontractor to do things in a radically different method.